Hey everyone, and welcome back to Manga Mondays, where I work on my reading journal and I talk to you about the manga that I read this week. So the first thing that I read this week was Taemin's B-Side Volume 2, which I read Taemin's B-Side Volume 1 last year and I absolutely fell in love with it. It's about this girl who is super obsessed with one of her idols, which is like a Japanese J-pop group person. I don't know how to like really describe an idol unless you're like into K-pop or into like J-pop and stuff like that, but it's basically a person that you idolize in music, whatever. She is super obsessed, so she needs to make extra money, so she starts like cleaning houses, and this first house that she cleans happens to be the house of her idol, which would freak me out, but he's not like his stage persona, which is what makes the manga so funny and so interesting. Is he is completely different from who he is on stage, which like on stage he's like super cute and he's like charming, he's like ugh. And when he is not on stage, he's not like that. I mean, he's not like cruel or mean or anything like that, but he's just very like introverted and very different. I absolutely love Taemin's B-Side because I feel like it is me personally. If you've been following me on any platform, you know I'm super obsessed with K-pop. And there's a scene in the manga where she's literally like levitating into the sky and she says, I want to live in his mole, and I have felt that exact feeling. My K-pop idol, my bias, is Kim Taehyung from BTS, and he has, listen, this man has a mole on his nose and a mole that's like right underneath his eye. I would be perfectly content living in this man's mole. And when I read that scene, I was like, this is me. Anyway, I love it. I love Taemin's B-Side. It's so fun. It's so funny. The next thing that I read, of course, was Yakuza Lover. I feel like I read Yakuza Lover every week. Volume 8, which they've introduced this new character that I really don't like, which is upsetting, but the story itself is still pretty, like, it's still, I like, the word that comes to mind is like it's still even for me. Basically, it's just like the story is still consistent. I guess the story is still consistent, which I enjoy, but I could do without the new character. Like, get him up out of here. And then the other thing that I read was Hirano and Kagiura. I'm like trying to read it, but Hirano and Kagiura, which is almost like a second series of Sasaki and Miyano, which I think I like this couple better than Sasaki and Miyano. I don't know, it's just cute. I'm gonna keep reading it. I'm still reading Sasaki and Miyano. I didn't read a volume this week, so I'll read a volume next week. And then for what I'm working on for my book journal is Heaven Official's Blessing. I've been reading Heaven Official's Blessing. So this is what I'm working on for my reading journal this week. And that's what I read this week.